What?
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check.
Hello, hello, hello.
Mic check.
Check 1, 2.
Check a bitch out. Can you see my lip gloss from camera 2? All right. No.
You're gonna see it when I steal
I
it.
can see it faintly. Hold on.
Hey, you could just roll it. Drop that shit on the floor.
Messi to Miami.
Being Messi, the greatest of them all. He just won the World Cup, now coming to Miami. So it's going to be one of the most exciting things that ever happened.
The world's biggest star making a big move. In the NBA Finals, the Heat and Nuggets face off. This time in Miami. An arrest in Florida
She took someone's kid's mom away.
of a woman accused of shooting her neighbor. And days after putting migrants on a plane, Governor DeSantis visits the border. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray.
And I'm Kenya Cardone. Today is Thursday, June 8th of 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
A major goal realized for front office at Miami's MLS team. Jorge Mas and David Beckham have always talked about attracting a major international star to Inter Miami CF.
Yesterday, we all learned that the player they landed is the biggest star on the planet. Caplin News reporter Tanya Jimenez is in the control center with more on Lionel Messi's big move to Miami.
In a seemingly unreal move, soccer fans in the United States, particularly in South Florida, had a dream come true yesterday. World Cup winner Lionel Messi announced his decision to sign with Inter Miami.
Messi coming into Miami is one of the best things that ever happened. Just because, like, in Miami, everybody is Hispanics and we all love soccer. So soccer is a part of our identity, it's a part of our culture. And being Messi, the greatest of them all, he just won the World Cup, now coming to Miami. So it's going to be one of the most exciting things that ever happened, especially in Miami since it's a new team.
Speculation surrounded every aspect of Messi's next step, including big names like Al Hilal, a Saudi Arabian club, and FC Barcelona, one of his former clubs. In an interview via Sport and Mundo Deportivo, Messi said, "I have made the decision to go to Miami. I still don't have it agreed upon 100%, and a few things are still needed. But, well, we decided to continue my path there." Rumors had been going around for months, but a statement from Major League Soccer saying that they're pleased that he intends to join Inter Miami and Major League Soccer this summer, it was all real. Inter Miami also chose to further confirm Messi's arrival with a video that has already been viewed several million times on their social medias.
This move will include the most impactful signing in MLS history, a change of pace for Inter Miami, and a magical push for soccer in the United States. In the control center, Tanya Jimenez, Caplin News.
From the highest of South Florida sports highs to the lowest of the lows. As Caplin's Brian Lopez reports, Heat players who were fired up from a weekend win in Denver had a letdown in Game 3 of the NBA Finals.
Game 3 of the NBA Finals took place in the Kaseya Center Wednesday night with the Nuggets and Heat tied 1-1. But after a Game 3 victory, the Nuggets are now 2 wins away from an NBA title. Nikola Jokic led the way for Denver, recording yet again another triple-double. He scored 32 points, grabbed 21 rebounds, and dished out 10 assists. Jamal Murray bounced back from a poor Game 2 performance, adding a triple-double of his own, and Christian Braun gave the Nuggets a spark off the bench, scoring 15 points. Jimmy Butler led the way for the Heat, scoring 28 points. Bam Adebayo scored 22 and grabbed 17 rebounds. The Nuggets, however, kept their foot on the gas, dominating Miami, scoring 60 points in the paint. The Heat will host another home game, and Heat star Jimmy Butler knows the Heat's house will be rocking, hoping to lead their team to victory in a pivotal Game 4 Friday night.
But I just know that the energy in there is going to be unmatched. It has been throughout this entire playoffs run, and even in the regular season. So I know they're going to show up. I know they're going to show out, and I know we're going to do the same.
The Heat trailed the Nuggets for most of Game 3, but will be looking to make readjustments ahead of Friday's game.
We didn't play our best tonight. I feel like we just got to come out with more energy and effort, and that's correctable. That's on us as a group. No X's and O's can fix that. So, come out, dive on the floor, get loose balls, get defensive rebounds, and maybe, just maybe, it would have been a different game.
The Heat are looking to avoid a 3-1 series deficit with Game 5 in Denver. Game 4 is Friday night from the Kaseya Center at 8:30 p.m. I'm Brian Lopez reporting, Caplin News.
An arrest made following the death of a Florida mother who was shot through her neighbor's front door. Tony Atkins from West 2 reports the family and their attorney held a news conference yesterday to say the arrest took too long.
Even though we're bothered that it took 4 days, we understand because of archaic laws like stand your ground.
From the basketball hoops to the bikes left roadside, no doubt this neighborhood tells the story of a place where kids spend a lot of time outside. Today, the streets are quiet after days of tension.
She took someone's kid's mom away. She didn't just kill someone, she killed someone's mom.
Megan Stevens is talking about her neighbor from across the street, Susan Lorenz, who's now charged with shooting her neighbor from next door, Ajika Owens, or AJ for short. Parents here say all the kids play outside together, many of them black or mixed. They say Lorenz would often call them slurs before things escalated.
Calling them the N-word, hard R, whatever, stuff that.
This memorial right here is the result of what happened in this field. Now, people in this neighborhood say this field is where kids like to play. You can see why, because it has so much space, and this is where all the children in the area would come and play. Now, they say that Lorenz really had an issue with kids playing near her home. It eventually escalated, and Owens came over from her house across the street to confront Lorenz, and that's when deputies say she shot through her front door, killing Owens.
And I heard a bang on my door so loud that my windows were shaking. And I came outside and her son was literally gasping for air, telling me that his mother had been shot by the lady across the street.
You said you knew who that was?
I knew who it was immediately.
Phyllis Willis says these moments were heart-wrenching, seeing her friend and neighbor dead across the street. Her message to the woman accused of shooting AJ was simple.
I hope she rots in hell.
In Marion County, Tony Atkins, West 2 News.
Yesterday, Ron DeSantis traveled to the southern border to discuss his stance on immigration policies. The Florida governor spoke on his opposition against current immigration policies as he visited sheriffs in a border town near Tucson, Arizona. In the meeting, DeSantis emphasized his vision to close the border and claimed responsibility for Florida's decision to fly migrants to California. The meeting marks his first time visiting the southern border as a presidential candidate.
As the investigation into the classified documents continues, a former aide to Donald Trump testified here in Miami. Yesterday, Taylor Budowich appeared before a grand jury at the federal courthouse on North Miami Avenue. And the former spokesperson currently runs a super PAC backing Trump, and it is believed that he testified for less than an hour. It is unclear why special counsel Jack Smith is using a South Florida grand jury after relying on one in Washington for months.
Smoke-filled skies are impacting major cities across the U.S. because of Canada's overactive fire season. 75 million people across the eastern half of the country are under air quality alerts, and outdoor events are being canceled around the Northeast. Starting this morning, areas surrounding Washington, D.C. are expected to see extremely low air quality. Yesterday, it was recorded as the worst in the world in the Manhattan area. The Marlins looking for their third sweep in their last 4 series.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
I'll never forget him. I can't thank him enough. He is truly my hero.
And a rescue back in the 1980s led to a reunion 40 years in the making. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Rescue and reunion as a man from Florida is honored for something he did more than 4 decades ago. It was a mystery that spanned from the Sunshine State all the way to Texas.
As Caplin Shamir Tuesday reports, it all started when one of those rescued people found the first clue.
I'll never forget him. I can't thank him enough. He is truly my hero.
We were there as Memory Wilkes of Texas embraced her hero, 72-year-old local Doug Ritters. Wilkes had been clearing out her parents' Port Orange home recently and found this newspaper article from May 1982 depicting a traumatic incident a half-mile off Ponce Inlet when she was just 8. Her family's 17-foot speedboat with 4 adults and 4 children aboard, including her, started sinking.
We were taking on water faster than we could bail it out. There were jellyfish everywhere. The terror.
Someone yelled a flare was up in the sky out in the ocean.
Ritter ran his concession on the beach back then, and he happened to have his Army surplus Lark, a 35-foot land and sea vessel used in Vietnam, on the beach. Ritter had bought it as a toy, but it became a lifesaver that day when he and another man jumped in and went to the rescue.
They were in like 1.5 feet of water deep already. All their belongings were floating away. They were in a panic. Everybody was just screaming and terrified.
And he reached his hand down. He said, "Sweetie, I got you." Grabbed my hand.
Ritters in an amphibious vessel got Memory and the 7 others safely back. He even managed to tow the sinking boat in.
Right place at the right time with the right toys. I always thought he was military.
Memory thought Doug and his boat were Coast Guard, brought out by the flare they set off. Then she read the news article and found Doug on Facebook. A tearful reunion for both. I'm Shamir Tuesday from Caplin News.
Talk about a royal flush. The Miami Marlins were able to sweep the Kansas City Royals here at home. Everything was going right for the Fish, only scoring in 2 innings, but winning by 5 runs. This also continues their 6-game win streak and 2nd sweep in a row. Luis Arraez also singled twice and raised his major leading average to .403. The final score was Royals 1, Marlins 6. The Marlins are headed to Windy City to play the Chicago White Sox tomorrow at 8:10 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Make a plan today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Well, that's all the time that we have for Newsbreak. I'm Kenya Cardone.
I'm Amanda Gray. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.